Chicago Bears training camp day 2. I am late with this report, but I will be back with the day 3 report later today as well. Caleb Williams is the real deal, and he's already impressed coaches and media alike with his command of the offense and his special arm talent. Today, I wanted to recap yesterday's practice and give an update on free agent edge rushers. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Mercedes Lewis, Nasimba Webster, and Noah Sewell all missed practice yesterday. Braxton Jones and TJ Edwards remain limited. But first, let's give an update on two free agent pass rushers, as both Unique Ngakoue and Emmanuel Ogbah, two of my favorite remaining options on the market, are both visiting with the Miami Dolphins today. It's very possible the Dolphins end up signing one of them before the day is up, even potentially both. But that is something to keep an eye on if you want the Bears to sign another edge rusher. Also, another point about that, if you missed Ryan Poles' press conference the other day, he seemed to hint that the Bears are happy with the defensive line talent on the roster right now, but he did add they are always looking for opportunities to upgrade the team. I don't overanalyze comments like that. I'm pretty sure Poles said something really similar last year, right before they signed Unique Ngakoue. So keep an eye out for more roster moves. But let's go ahead and talk about practice. Yes, we talking about practice. First, Rome Odunze is back. I read that he missed the first practice due to a funeral. Prayers for the family there, but Rome is back. He was limited, but Flus does a ramp-up period for anyone who misses practice. Odunze seems good to go. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams has stood out. He just looks the part. He's different. His poise in the pocket, lightning quick release, pinpoint accuracy, and control of this offense is already on full display, and fans are going to notice his talent right away. This dude is the real deal. Nothing is going to be perfect, and there will be growing pains and ups and downs. But the combination of Caleb Williams and Shane Waldron has insanely high potential. Caleb went 11 for 14 on the day yesterday, showcasing his quick release versus a star-studded defense. His favorite target early on seems to be Keenan Allen, but DJ Moore and Cole Kmet are right behind him. Just wait until Rome Odunze gets more involved. But also, DeAndre Swift looks like he's going to be involved more heavily catching passes out of the backfield. And second-year receiver Tyler Scott has already made some big-time catches. His best catch was a deep pass from Caleb Williams, where Kyler Gordon had solid coverage. If Tyler Scott can take a step forward, this team is going to be even more stacked with weapons. But the 2-minute drill did end with Caleb Williams throwing an interception. Some people are already overreacting about this, but Tyreek Stevenson made a great play. He has started out camp hot, making the big-time interception on Caleb Williams, but Tyreek is also in the mix as the punt returner. Something to watch, and he's another breakout candidate heading into his sophomore season. But speaking of the punt returner job, that position is wide open. Tyreek Stevenson and Rome Odunze are the surprise guys returning punts, but they have multiple guys back there catching punts, including DJ Moore, DeAndre Carter, Dante Pettis, Tyler Scott, and Velus Jones Jr., all getting practice reps just 2 days into camp. Who is going to stand out and win this punt returner job? I think DeAndre Carter is the favorite to win the job. Dante Pettis would probably be the second option, with Tyler Scott and Velus Jones Jr. right now probably being the emergency guys. And then you have Rome Odunze and DJ Moore, special talents who I doubt would ever be our starting punt returners, but both are options to come in and catch a couple of punts and try to spark this offense. I think Rome Odunze is more likely than DJ Moore, but both guys have that skill set. So far through 2 practices, the offense has looked more efficient and crisp, even with the rookie quarterback. I don't know if it's a combination of Caleb Williams' skill set or how advanced Shane Waldron is as a play caller and offensive coordinator, but I couldn't be more excited for football to get started and to see this offense in action. Meanwhile, an update as far as practice is concerned, Larry Borom has continued getting all the reps at left tackle in place of Braxton Jones. He is still the favorite to be the swing tackle, if you ask me. I know a lot of people still expect him to get cut, but this is going to be something to watch throughout camp. Until someone beats him out and takes that third tackle job, his spot on this roster is pretty safe. And then we have an update at the center position. For those that overreacted after one day of practice, things have already switched up. On the first day of practice, Ryan Bates got the first team reps at center, while Coleman Shelton worked on the sideline. They switched yesterday. Coleman Shelton took all of the reps with the first team, and Ryan Bates was back working with the twos. This is going to be something to watch throughout training camp. Who wins this starting center job? But I do think it's important for Caleb Williams to build chemistry with both of them. We've had issues staying healthy on the offensive line, so expecting either guy to come in and just start 17 games and not get hurt might be a lot to ask if you're the Bears. I still pick Coleman Shelton to win the center job. I think Ryan Bates is going to be in the mix for the right guard position and probably end up being our sixth offensive lineman who could fill in for Tevin Jenkins, Coleman Shelton, or Nate Davis. As always, Matt Eberflus and Chris Morgan are going to be searching for the best five on the offensive line. They're going to work various different combinations throughout training camp, but it's important to remember early on there are still no pads on yet, so it's still very hard to evaluate anything when it comes to the offensive line. The first two padded practices will be this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, back-to-back padded practices before the Thursday night Hall of Fame game against the Texans. But they will be focused on finding the best five throughout all of training camp. But really, there's only one position on the starting line that's up for grabs, the center spot. And then if Nate Davis takes some kind of step back, he could potentially have to battle for his job. But right now, he's pretty much the starter as long as he's healthy. The next biggest job up for grabs is that swing tackle job that right now Larry Borom is holding on to. That's pretty much it for the second day of practice, but I did want to make a Brian Urlacher clarification here about yesterday's video. I talked about our linebackers and the signing of Javin White. In that video, I briefly talked about the linebacker room as a whole, and I was trying to describe what positions our linebackers play. And I made comparisons to Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs because most fans remember Lovie Smith's defense. I was not comparing Tremaine Edmunds and TJ Edwards' talent to Urlacher or Briggs. I was just giving an example of where they play in our defense, as Matt Eberflus's defense is very similar to Lovie Smith's, and I was talking about the role they play for the fans who might be unfamiliar. Apologies if I wasn't clear on that one, guys. The third practice has wrapped up. I'm sorry for the lateness on this report. I will have these reports out more swiftly going forward. I'll be back with the day 3 report tonight. I appreciate everyone who watches. Bears press conference currently just started. Tune into that if you missed it. Remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. I have a ton more content on the way. And until next time, bear down.